Hello there and welcome back to Gundam Lore, the channel where we usually talk about Gundam lore, but today we're talking about the various video games in the Gundam franchise. I've seen some other videos made about this exact same topic, but all too often it's either somebody that just lists whatever the newest video games are that have come out, or it's an AI that's talking about Char and Amuro with video footage of Gundam Wing playing. And those things make really weird recommendations. So today you get my weird recommendations to hopefully help you find your next Gundam gaming obsession. I think that we here in the West don't really understand how big of a franchise that Gundam actually is. When I say Gundam has a whole lot of games, people usually tend to agree with me, but when I say Gundam actually has almost 250 games, people kind of give me the dead-eyed stare, like, oh, that is a whole lot to go through, and I would have absolutely no idea where to start. A problem that I also hear about the anime pretty frequently. Maybe we should talk about that in a different video, but Gundam covers a huge variety of genres across all sorts of different consoles and generations, so here is a list of just a couple to help you get started into the ocean that is Gundam video games. I almost forgot. There will be links to the store pages of all the games that I'm talking about down in the description below, so check that out if you're interested. Number 1. Dynasty Warriors Gundam. The Dynasty Warriors series is one of my favorites of all time, and I play every spin-off I can get my hands on. I was actually playing Dynasty Warriors Gundam 2 before I even really knew what Gundam was. This was just some weird spin-off of Dynasty Warriors that I found in my local GameStop. But this spin-off series is absolutely awesome. It's got 3 games, and while they started on the PS2, the whole trilogy is now playable on the PS3. And I'm sure you can find a way to play them if you just look around. Dynasty Warriors is known for having simple but addicting hack-and-slash gameplay, and their trilogy of Gundam games is no exception. You can play through the various Gundam stories controlling your favorite characters, but also new original stories that are varying levels of coherent. It's ridiculous, as a lot of crossover games are, but it is super fun. Number 2. SD Gundam G Generation. Maybe button mashing and hack and slash isn't your thing. The SRPG series SD Gundam G Generation might be more your speed. The series plays kinda like Fire Emblem, where you take turns and move characters around a grid, level them up, and recruit new characters to your cause. This is actually my favorite genre, and I've got an entire other channel dedicated to that. In this series, you play through various Gundam stories, leveling up and collecting various characters and mobile suits. Gundam G Generation Crossrays is on Steam and has the stories of Gundam Wing, Seed, 00, and Iron-Blooded Orphans, plus their sequels and spin-offs. Or, if you want to try a simpler version, Gundam G Generation Eternal is free on iOS and Android right now. I don't like it quite as much as the console versions, but it's at least something free to give it a shot and see if you like it. Number 3. Gundam Crossfire. The mecha genre started with Super Robot. It's kind of like if the mechs were superheroes, where they fly around, save the day, and there's not a whole lot of logic to it. It's a little bit more like a Superman cartoon. Gundam was then revolutionary when it started the real robot genre, where things like ammo actually count. So maybe if you're a fan of Gundam, you're looking for something more realistic. Something where ammo count matters and one grunt suit poses a challenge. The reception to Gundam Crossfire is a lot more mixed, because it's awkward to control at times, and it's kinda hard, but so is piloting a mobile suit. Gundam Crossfire lets you manage an entire squad through the One-Year War on either the Federation or the Zeon side. You get to commission mobile suits, order repairs or modifications, assign your pilots to those suits, choose your missions, and then lead on the battlefield. It's a lot more simulation than other Gundam games, and that's either great or terrible, mostly depending on how you feel about that. I'm not usually super into games like this, but I actually had a lot of fun with Crossfire. It's really satisfying to cut limbs off of enemy mobile suits and advance your cause of choice. So Xeon for me, but you do you, we don't judge here. Number 4. Giren's Greed. You heard me say turn-based earlier, then the next entry was more realistic, and you wondered if there was anything that was the best of both worlds. Mobile Suit Gundam Giren's Greed might be what you're looking for. This is a 4X strategy game similar to Civilizations or the Total War series. It's super cool, but it also never got an official English release. That said, there are fan translations, and it is absolutely worth it for the wacky what-ifs. You can take control as the United Forces of Tem Ray, or even take over Granada as Char before revealing your true identity as Casval Rim Daikun, and creating a Xeon loyalist faction that brands Gihren as a corrupt leader and a traitor to the ideals of your father.
私はキャスバル大君デギンザビによって暗殺され志半ばで無念の死を遂げたジオン共和国の創始者ジオン大君の息子である私は亡き父の志を継ぎこの戦いに終止符を打つために今ここに立ち上がったザビ家独裁政権および地球連邦政府に対し宣戦を布告する
The last entry was in 2011 for the PSP, and I really hope a new one gets made and brought stateside, because this series has everything I personally want in a Gundam game. Number 5. Gundam Evolution. Alright, let's get away from turn-based stuff for a minute and check out Gundam Evolution. This game was marketed as an Overwatch competitor, and that's basically what it is. Bandai poured tons of money into the esports league for this game, and even recruited creators like Moist Critical to compete.
There's a lot more Gundams or mobile suits in here than I thought there'd be. Alright. I'm farming up my ult charge.
But the game ultimately got shut down. That's not where the story ends, though. A fan group called Side 7 has put up new servers and runs both casual and competitive matches for the game. It's super fun, it's a great community, and they've even added TF2 maps for you to mess around in. Around social media, I see people lamenting that this game shut down all the time, and it feels really good to be able to say, guess what? It didn't. Or, it did, but it's back, and it's really fun to play. I am on every so often, so you should definitely say hi if you see me on there. This game, and really the community, showcases what Gundam is all about, connecting with other people while shooting at each other in giant mechs. Number 6. The Gundam Breaker series. Gunpla has become as much a part of the Gundam experience as watching the show. But, if you're like me, it's kinda daunting to put all those tiny pieces together. The Gundam Breaker series lets you fully customize your mobile suits without needing any glue or tools, and then take control of them for huge battles in both single-player campaigns and online modes.
Here again with me today is Mr. Gunpla to bring you some exciting GB4 news.
Hello again, Rico! Is today the happy day you finally announce we're twin spirits, bound by destiny?
I'm pretty sure the only thing binding us is a contract.
Way to tear my dreams apart live on the air there, Rico!
People speak really highly of these games, except New Gundam Breaker. But the newest entry, Gundam Breaker 4, is on Steam, Switch, and PS4 and 5, so it's super easy to drop in and check out if you're interested. Number 7. MS Saga New Dawn. If you've ever wanted Final Fantasy plus Gundam, I have good news for you, because that kind of exists. It's called MS Saga New Dawn, and while it's not an official crossover or anything, it plays very similar to one. You run around the overworld in your Gundam, run around towns as your pilot, and have some sweet turn-based battles as you go through a surprisingly deep story. It's not connected to any specific timeline, so you can pick this one up with no outside knowledge of Gundam and not be lost along the way. But, for those of you who are Gundam fans, yes, it does have a Char clone. Number 8. Gundam Extreme Versus. Let's get competitive for a minute. Gundam Extreme Versus is a Japanese arcade fighting game series, but it gets ported to consoles every so often, with the most recent being Gundam Extreme Versus Maxiboost On for the PS4. It's mainly a 2v2 fighting game, and the most unique aspect is that the suits aren't all balanced against each other. Each team gets 6,000 points. The best suits cost 3,000, so every time you get shot down as one of the best suits, it costs half your points. So if you pick Depressed Riddy in the Banshee Norn, you get 2 lives and you're done. Whereas if I pick Doan in the Zaku 2, you have to shoot me down 4 times, because he's only worth 1,500. I love that Doan is here too. The characters they chose to include are kind of bizarre. No, you can't play as Kai in the gun cannon, but why would you want to when you can play as the Zeta with a Zaku head on it and Lino as your pilot? Or you could control the At guy as Akahana. I didn't even remember that guy's name. The later arcade entries even add Amuro playing the real-life Gundam statue that's currently in the Mitsui shopping center in Japan. I don't play very competitively, but it's definitely a fun game to mess around with friends. Number 9. Gundam Unicorn for the PS3. So FromSoft, the Dark Souls guys, made a Gundam game. But it's a unicorn game, and thus the monkey's paw curls another finger. For some of you. I really love Gundam Unicorn, so I'm actually all in on this. The campaign is just the story of Unicorn and is super short, clocking in at around 3 hours. But the custom mode is where the game really shines. You can play preset missions with a squad you customize, and it has a lot of customization that other games don't. Sure, you can swap out your fellow pilots and mobile suits, but you can also swap out just their weapons to build your perfect squad. You can even choose your own warship that backs up your squad, which is crazy. If you like the gameplay, then this mode extends it by a lot. I've heard some people compare it to the Ace Combat series, but I haven't played those, so I'm not sure how apt of a comparison that actually is. The main point is that you pilot a suit in space, and you blow stuff up, which unlocks more suits and weapons to let you blow up more stuff. If that sounds like your jam, the game is on PS3, and was Japanese only, but it's not really too hard to figure out. The menus are pretty intuitive, the objectives are pretty obvious, and there's plenty of online walkthroughs if you need help. Number 10. Gundam Battle Alliance. For the last game on the list, I wanted to highlight Gundam Battle Alliance. This is sort of like the Dynasty Warriors series I mentioned earlier, but this time it's SD Gundam, so they're all little chibis running around. It's co-op multiplayer focused, and it's accessible. The game is on PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and Steam. I still can't tell all those Xbox series apart. Anyway, you can hack and slash to your heart's content with 2 friends as you try to restore the Gundam universe back to the way it's supposed to be. The story is the kind of cheesy stuff you'd expect from a crossover game, but it's really fun to play through the Rambaral fight from the original series, except it's Mikazuki and the Barbados from Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. The whole game is essentially a big collection of what-if scenarios, and I had a lot of fun grinding various suits to higher levels. There's 87 playable mobile suits to choose from after you've unlocked them all, and if you're like me and enjoy shutting your brain off and mowing through hordes of grunt suits, then this is the game for you, and hopefully 2 of your friends. So that's 10 of the best Gundam games that have been made so far. Like I said at the start of the video, there's about 250 games, so I know I didn't even come close to listing all of the good games, but if you don't see your favorite on this list, leave it in the comments below and I'll check it out. Maybe it'll make the next list. There are also links in the description below to all of the games that I've put on this list that are still being sold, so make sure to head down there and pick up a copy if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe to see plenty more videos on the wacky lore and the wacky world of Gundam.